How do you cope in a world that seems to be full of couples when you're freshly single? Well, I'll be honest, it's been tough. Getting out of a relationship is always tough, and obviously, when you're trying to navigate the world as a newly single person, it's going to be tricky when it feels like everyone's getting engaged, having babies, or is in a really happy or stable sort of relationship, and you, you seem to be the only one that's just chilling by yourself. um, I I've been single for nearly 3 months. Wow. Um, and I've spoken about the rough times that happened after that breakup, and I'm ready to move forward, and I feel like I have over the last couple of months. But yeah, I just want to talk about why it's so important to focus on yourself during this time. I want to make a more thorough video about dating and my experiences with the dating scene as someone in their late 20s, but this video is going to be mostly about how to cope with being single. So, in my experience, in the past, I have always, from a young age, wanted to be in a relationship. I don't think that's unusual or anything. But it did show me to some degree that I just wasn't happy alone. Like, I always felt like I needed someone else to like me or love me to feel like I was worth something. And so, a lot of the times in the past, when I've had a longer relationship of like 1 or 2 years, I've been really quick to jump back into dating. And it's just because I want to fill a void. And I don't think that that's unusual either. People do that quite often, I would imagine. But the thing is, with my last relationship ending, it made me realize when I was at such a low point just how much I was relying on that person for my mental well-being. I had put so much, I'd put everything into that relationship and that person, so that when that was gone, I just felt like I had nothing left, no value of my own, and I was just a mess, basically. But yeah, it really showed me that being single, truly single, not dating, is really important. If you're someone like me that just has this sort of feeling of not being enough. I did go on a few dates quite soon after this breakup, and then I realized that I was just going in the same pattern that I've always gone in, and looking for someone new to validate me as a person and, give me validation that I was good and worthy of love. And that's just, it's so toxic to think like that. And now that I've realized it, there's actually a sense of relief that's come from being single and knowing that it's my choice whether I jump into something new. And I've been focusing on other things. I've always enjoyed my alone time, so that's still a big part of my life, but I've been reaching out to people. I've been spending a lot more time with my flatmates. I've been doing lots of running. I've been just looking after myself, and in the back of my head, there's always that thought of, oh, I might meet someone and that would be nice. But I think I need to just let myself be Anna for a little while and make new friends and strengthen existing friendships. And maybe one day someone will come along and it'll just click. And instead of, throwing myself into their life and making myself feel like I'm part of their existence, we can exist alongside each other with the worlds that we've already created for ourselves and with our own self-worth. And yeah, we can exist as a couple and separately without that insecurity of worrying if you're going to lose them and then worrying that could mean you're losing yourself. So yes, how to be single when it seems like there's so many couples around? Well, hey, just remember that they're on a different journey to you. They've probably had their own struggles as well. You won't see a lot of the behind the scenes stuff of other couples. You won't hear about it, but it'll be there. They'll have their struggles. And the thing is, you need to go on the journey of being single, clearly. Not saying, that you will always be single or you're not unlovable. You deserve love. But clearly, at this time in your life, it's really important for you to work on yourself and your own self-confidence and building up that belief in who you are as a person, regardless of what anyone else thinks or whether they're coming in and out of your life. So yeah, that's the way that I sort of look at things. When I see a couple that are getting engaged or having a baby, I think, well, I haven't found someone that I would want to do that with yet. And it's actually a good thing that I'm having this time to be single, because, wow, if I had ended up marrying this last person, I think my life would have been not a very genuine life. I would have been living to cater to their needs and not being true to myself. So yeah, I don't want anyone that's single to feel like they're failing or they're behind, because you're not. If you're willing to, you are entering into a really important phase where you can work on yourself. And I don't think that there's anything wrong with being single. I don't think that there's anything wrong with not wanting to get married or not wanting to have kids. I've been back and forwards on that for the last few years. You're just on a different journey to the people around you, and that is so fine. And yeah, just look after your own needs, as always. And if there is that part of you that is crying out for love, give it to yourself. Yeah. Or fill it with people that you already have in your life who really care about you. You don't need to have romantic love to feel love. So, yeah, a bit of a rambly video today, but just some thoughts I've been having. Bye.